Hi everyone, it's Saturday morning in the Philippines, and we're about to start our fourth and last conversation about the 21 principles of Dokkodo. Hi Kozan. Welcome everyone. Good evening if you're in the US or in the Americas or in Mexico. Welcome to part 4, our last installment of this conversation, Decoding the Dokkodo, Musashi Miyamoto's last testament. All right. Give me a second.
Hola.
Hello. Hola. Konbanwa. Hi, Kozan. How are
Hello.
you?
How's it going?
Hello, Kozan-san. How are you?
Very, very well. How are you?
Yeah, good. Yeah. And Kozan-san, thank you very much for coming Mexico.
Oh, that was amazing. I will definitely be coming back.
Kozan, are you still in Mexico?
No. I'm at home. I just
Oh,
got the
you're at
setup
home.
here to,
Okay.
I see your stuff
Yeah.
behind you. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm also in the Philippines now, so.
Awesome. So we've got 3 different time
uh,
zones.
yes, we do. It's Saturday here already.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Well, get a jump start on the weekend.
Exactly. Wow.
Um, so this is part 4, as you were saying, of our now 4-part series on decoding the Dokkodo. With our sensei. Let me just give a little brief introduction. Kazane, thank you for putting this together.
Yeah.
You are an energy healer, a Reiki master, and fellow Bushido student, among many other things. Zen Takai, our sensei, 16th generation samurai with ninja heritage as well. Been teaching for over 10 years now. Residing in Tulum. I had the pleasure of training with you last week, and it was incredible in person. Um, I'm not going to read through all of them. If people want to see the previous talks, they are linked on your profile, Kazane, and also in our stories right now. So if you are curious to see them, you can do that. Yeah, I think that's. Oh, and my name is Kozan. I started training with Zen about a year ago now, and yeah, it's been amazing. It's been incredible.
Thank you, Kozan. So Kozan is the person behind Jedi Playbook also, if you're watching through that account. And yeah, Kozan and I started training about the same time, right, Sensei? It's our anniversary, 1 year anniversary. So happy anniversary to us. And thank you, Sensei, for teaching us. Yeah, so okay, we're wrapping up the 21 precepts. Thank you everyone for your comments and your support, your questions. They've been so helpful and interesting to our conversation. And thank you for everyone in the chat who's saying hi. Greetings from Florida. I think we have people from around the world as always. So it's a bit of a different time zone. So I don't know if we'll have like the same people as last time. But yeah, let's just jump right in. And I think I can't actually remember if we ended with the number 16, do not collect weapons or practice with weapons beyond what is useful. I think we sort of touched on that. And so we can go straight to, so the next, the last 5 ones, I'm just going to read them all together because I feel like maybe Sensei wants to comment on them kind of in as a group. So number 17, do not fear death, which I know is a really big part of samurai training. Number 18, do not seek to possess either goods or fiefs beyond for your old age. So fiefs meaning property. Number 19, respect Buddha and the gods without counting on their help. So relationship with religion, I would assume this is about that. Or spirit, or superstition also maybe. Then number 20, you may abandon your own body, but you must preserve your honor. Again, at the forefront of Bushido. And number 21, never stray from the way. Yeah. So, hi, welcome everyone. Oh, we have someone from Nigeria in Africa. So nice to have you. So, Sensei, do you want to start looking at these one by one, or is there anything you want to comment on first?
Oh, yeah, I think one by one is good.
Yeah. So do not fear death.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, this one is the very typical samurai way of thinking. Because basically samurai was a soldier. That's why always faced the death. Okay. And this one is that I think is one of the very physical side of the face. Physically. Okay. Physically in the fighting field, if you feel the scary feeling, it's your body is a squeeze. It's a freezing. You cannot move. Okay. That's why, and if you want to control your body and more smoothly and correctly, and you have to control your scary feeling about the death. Okay, I think it's very important point. Yeah, that's why, and for the samurai people, and many kind of technique and training is how to control the scary feeling about the death. Okay. For example, one of our famous book is that Hagakure. Maybe before we told about it. Okay, every morning you have to think about death. Okay, that's why you can concentrate in this moment. You can concentrate life. It's like a paradox. Okay, already you're thinking about the death. That's why you can control. You can concentrate about the life. Okay, and how can I say? Today is that I wanna talk about
Uh-oh.
Oh, lagging.
It's okay. Tulum Wi-Fi.
I know. Oh yeah, it's
Okay.
freezing a little, Sensei. Oh,
There we go.
oh there,
Okay,
you're back. You're back. Oh,
Oh, I spoke too soon.
hi everyone. Thank you for joining us. Thank you for your patience with our Wi-Fi.
So I don't know if this was mentioned at any point in the previous talks or if I heard him say this in person recently, but I remember Sensei saying that like the mentality is you're already dead. So that's why you don't worry. I feel like that was one of the points that was conveyed. I don't know if that was said already though.
Definitely. I think
sense.
it was our last talk where Zen was talking about the three names of the samurai. And
Right, okay,
yeah.
right.
So Zen is actually his death name, whereas his samurai name is Karas, which means crow, right? And so
Yeah.
you and I are using our samurai names, like
Yeah.
Kozan and Kazane. So we haven't received our death names yet. I don't think we're ready by a
I'm
long
okay
shot.
without that for a while.
Yeah,
Year
I mean,
one.
yeah, exactly. We have a long training to go through. So yeah, so thank you guys for your patience. Sensei just got kicked out his Wi-Fi. But can we talk about your training it was your second time to train with Sensei in person, Kozan, right?
Yes.
Can you tell me a little bit so I only trained with him once and I'm so happy already, but yeah.
It was probably the most profound, meaningful, and like intense week of my life so far. Like it was incredible. Yeah, indescribable.
Sensei.
Sorry. Yes, here is a
It's
Mexico.
okay.
Sorry, sometimes disconnected. Sorry for
No
patience.
problem. I was just asking Kozan about his training with you, and
Okay.
let's talk about that. I want to hear more about it, maybe after, if we have time. I want to
Okay.
hear about your training. But we were talking about the fear of death, and you were saying, Sensei, that on the battlefield, we can really just freeze out of the fear. And so that's something that every morning as a samurai, we need to train to be comfortable with the idea, right, of our own death.
Okay, yes, and okay, and I want to teach about one more technique. Technique, it's not technique, it's called training. Okay, one of the samurai training is that how to control your about this and scary feeling is that okay. This is around the Sengoku era. Sengoku era is a civil war generation in Japan, around 450, 400 years or 500 years around there. Okay. One of the training is that one of the performance. Okay, it's a dance performance. Okay, dance performance is that it is called no dance. No is that not no, it's like a NOH.
NOH, yeah.
No. This is a very
Okay.
traditional Japanese dance and with a mask. Okay, and in this generation, civil war generation, many samurai learning about no performance. Okay, and this performance meaning is that okay, and with a mask. Okay, I will show you. This is my mask for the training. This one.
Oh, wow.
Okay. Yeah, this is a no mask and put on the mask and try to dance. And the dance is the very very silent and very very small movement. Okay, and this meaning is that okay, a mask performance meaning is that okay. How can I say? This theme of the performance is that okay. Whole performance and the performance, the character, whole character is that okay. Described about the afterward people. Afterward people. Okay, yeah, that's right. And if you're doing a perform about the afterlife spirit, okay, already you are connecting with the afterlife. That's why already you understand about the afterlife. That's why in fighting field, okay, you are not scary about the death because you already know about the death afterlife. Afterlife. Yeah, that's why. How can I say? Another
Yeah.
side is that okay, this is one of the like a shamanism. Like a shamanism.
Very, very.
Yeah, connecting with the afterlife. Connecting the
Yeah.
afterlife. Yeah, that's why
Very
you
much.
can control the your feeling and your about afterlife, about the death. Okay. Yeah, this is one of the training. Because how can I say? And if you already know about the afterlife, you are not scary about death. It is one of the training. The no, no.
Yeah, so it's building a familiarity with afterlife or death so that because I mean we're often afraid of what we don't know, so if we start just embodying it through, because the dance, right, it's somatic, it's movement, and so we're embodying death, and then yeah, I can see how that would be helpful. Sensei, there's somebody was asking a question because Kozan and I were talking about how the samurai have three names: their birth name, their samurai name, and their death name. And somebody asked a question: how do you receive your death name? So
Okay.
Zen is your death, yeah. So or how or when or who gives you your death name? When do you, yeah.
Okay, it's depend on the person. Or sometimes this name is from the Buddhist, from the Buddhist, from the shrine or from the shrine or something, from the temple. Okay, but this is my experience. Okay, my death name is that from my family. Okay, yes, because my name is Zen, and I was Zen name is that okay. My real name is a different name, different. Okay, but my this name is that from the my ancestor, my ancestor. Okay, because how can I say? Around 450 years ago, or started our family's name. That it is called Zen. Okay, I'm a second boy. I'm a second boy. Okay, and yes, this is a little bit different story, but try to explain. Okay, I'm a second boy. Usually, and family name is that okay. Family name was connecting the first boy. First boy. But in modern generation, we have a many kind of a choice. Okay, my big brother is that okay, and became a doctor. Okay, not samurai. Okay, that's why I connect connecting with my name with my family. Okay, yeah. Specialty in my best name is surname is from my family. Okay, but usually another samurai people is sometimes Buddhist.
Buddhist.
Yeah, well,
And
sure, kind of temple, right?
and when did you receive your? I think you received your samurai name, your death name 3 years ago. Was it
Yeah, it's maybe
4 years ago? Yeah. So
yes,
when did you
recently.
know you were ready to receive it, or was it your family that said you're ready to receive your samurai name? Why
Okay.
wasn't it like 5 years? Yeah. Why wasn't it earlier? Why? Yeah. What happened? Was there something that happened in your
Because
training, or?
yes, because I perfectly decided where was the samurai. Where was the samurai? Okay. Yes,
Okay.
and but it's my suggestion. But how can I say? So yes, that's why. That's why. Yes, it's everything about timing. Because, for example, and when I was young, and 21 years old, I became a Karas. It's a samurai name. It's like a soldier's name. It's a name. And try to find out something and doing many kind of experience. Okay. After that, okay, how can I say? Yeah, it's a timing is a very important point. This is it's a very very personal experience because Kazane and Kozan is also okay because and it's a depend on the person. Okay, and for example, if you realize something and master skill and you this is the correct timing and I give the name and the master give the name. Okay, or sometimes change the name. Yes, it's like there's no, or how can I say, so you, no rule, no rule.
Okay, that's
Okay.
exactly what one of the questions was. It's like, how did you get your samurai name?
Yeah,
It's like,
yeah.
well,
So
there
there's
are
no
no
rule.
rules. It's
There's
Yeah,
no
no
rule.
all
rule.
right.
Yeah, no rule.
Okay.
It depends on the situation.
Depends
Because
on.
everything about timing. Yes, this is very important point because how can I say, this is very ambiguity answer, right? Very, very ambiguity answer, okay? But ambiguity is very important point because timing that depend on the student, depend on the person, okay? That's why samurai technique is a difference with sports style and martial arts. Sports style is that you doing a kata or something and doing a test, and after that, there's a step by step and white belt and brown belt or black belt or something. Okay, but we have a no level. We have a no level. Okay, but we have it's a name, 3 level name. Okay. Yes,
Instead of the belt, it's a name.
yes, it looks like a bell, but there's a no test, okay? And it's like a timing, naturally timing, okay? Yes, how can I say? That's why this is very important point for thinking about the training and think about the lesson, okay? And if you try to get try to level and effort, okay, sometimes it's making off balance. Naturally try to going to up, and change the name. It's naturally it's very important point. Okay, for example, okay, I try. This is just example. Okay, master said, okay, I wanna give you a name and next month. That's why I try to push and push and push. Sometimes it's making off balance. Try to naturally step forward is very important point. Okay, for don't making an off balance. Okay, how can I say? That's why this is my opinion. Okay, samurai traditional training style is that okay? It's very very personal feeling. I think it's not correct English. You see,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
for example, if there's
Personal.
a test or something and doing a kata and you are doing a kata and 10 form and remember that's why you can next level. It's not like that. It's
Yeah,
not
yeah.
like that. Very very personality feeling is very important point. Okay, that's why it's depend on the person.
Thank you. Okay, so let's go to the next precept, which is number 18. Do not seek to possess either goods or fiefs for your old age. So do not seek to possess goods or property for your old age. What is this one about?
Yeah, and this is I think the very deep relationship with the samurai situation. Samurai situation, and because samurai was basically samurai was a soldier. At the same time, they were high class people, almost leader of the society. but they were not rich. They were not rich. And the lifestyle is almost same usual people. Okay? I think this is very important point for samurai way of thinking. Because they were leader of the society. That's why their lifestyle is that okay, almost same feeling with the usual people. That's why they can understand, and the samurai people understand what think about the usual people. Okay? Yes, that's why how can I say opposite meaning is that okay, when you are rich and big money and a big house and like a very very shiny house, it's very like a
Yeah.
it's like a shame thing for the samurai people.
I like that.
Simple food and simple lifestyle is very
Simple.
important point. It's a minimum lifestyle.
Opulence is shameful. Okay. No, but like that. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, it's a very yeah. Usually in the modern generation, the making rich is very one of the status. Or but samurai people is not like that. Okay, that's why some people always question and what kind of food samurai eat. Yeah, yeah. Food is that it's almost the same. It's like a usual people. Okay? Brown rice, miso soup, and little vegetable and small fish. Seems like
simple, simple.
very simple, very simple. It's almost same lifestyle with usual people. Yes, yeah. That's why. And another meaning is that okay. And how can I say? For example, if you it's a getting a rich and describe the rich is a very shame thing. Okay, that's why. How can I say? One of the Japanese way of thinking, the traditional way of thinking is that okay, Japanese people and traditional people is also, and basically we have no religion. Of course, there are so many Buddhist people and so many Christian people and the religion people. Okay, but basically we have no religion. Okay, but we have a how can I say? It's a common value sense. We have a common value sense. Okay, common value sense is that from the samurai way of thinking. Sometimes it's called bushido. Okay? Because samurai was the top of the society. Okay, top of the society, and they have to make a common values. Okay, but
common values.
Common values. Okay, but basically Japanese people have no religion. No religion. Okay. That's why they make a many kind of way of thinking. It is called bushido. Okay, that's why how can I say? And Japanese way of thinking, basically way of thinking is that okay, very minimum lifestyle. Yes, and always it's like almost people it looks like the same. Okay, very simple and minimum lifestyle is important.
I think, Sensei, this is related to the relationship we were talking about with death, right? Because there's so much focus on death and the afterlife, so there's less focus on accumulating material goods, accumulating properties and things like that, since we're always kind of looking forward to the afterlife.
Yes, right. That's why one of the Japanese traditional word is that okay, when you are die and go to the afterlife, you cannot bring anything. Yes, yeah. That's why if you make a big money and many kind of something, but you cannot bring to the afterlife. Yes, this is one of the Japanese way of thinking. But I think the modern generation, everything is changing. This is very one of the
very different. It's a big contrast, yeah. So I think the next point is related to what you were saying with the religion. Number 19, respect Buddha and the gods without counting on their health. So that's what you were talking about.
Yeah, I think it's this is the relationship with 18, number 18.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay, this is one of the famous story. Famous story is that it's from the Musashi Miyamoto. Okay, Musashi Miyamoto is that okay, and at the end of the life, he go to the cave and he write a book of the 5 rings. At the same time, he make many kind of carving and Buddhist many carving. Okay, and doing the meditation every night, every morning. Okay, and suddenly it seems like a enlightenment in Japanese.
Satori.
Satori, and suddenly and one of the goddesses come from the front. comes, it's came to front. Okay, the one of the boat. Okay, and do you know this story?
No,
No?
what came to the front? I didn't understand.
He's doing a meditation.
Yes.
Okay, and suddenly one of the god.
Oh, a
came
god. Okay,
front.
okay.
It's like
Kami.
a spirit god coming
Yeah.
front. Okay, and how do you think? And Musashi Miyamoto, what he did?
Kozan, I'll let you take this one.
I don't know. Knowing Musashi, I don't know. He tried to talk to it. He's like, hey, I don't know.
Oh no, I don't even
I don't
want
know.
to. What happened, Sensei?
He didn't try to
Okay.
fight it.
Yes, and he cut the goat.
Oh,
He tried to fight it?
oh, he took out he drew his
Yes.
sword.
Yes,
Oh no, why?
he cut the goat. At the same time, he realized something, and he enlightenment. You see, yeah, that's why this is it's like a balance. Okay, he believed the goat, but he don't rely on the goat.
But
You
why
see,
did he cut him?
Yeah. I'm
Yeah, I don't know.
perplexed.
I don't know.
It's a mystery.
That's kind of intense.
Yeah.
He does not rely on God, right?
Oh, he didn't rely on God.
He didn't want
He didn't want to rely on God. Okay, yeah, it's like a balance. He believed that
Wow,
God didn't rely on the God. Okay, it's a balance. Okay, that's why he cut the God. Okay,
that's
He
pretty
does-
crazy.
he doesn't cut the God.
he
He
doesn't need
he doesn't need.
He doesn't depend on on the
Right,
God.
right.
Yeah. He
Yeah.
doesn't.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
exactly what
You
the
see,
19th point is about.
he believed the God, but he
Yeah.
not rely on the God.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So in
Yeah.
a way, it's by cutting it, it's also detachment, right? It's like it's there, but
Wow.
it's also not. Yeah,
Yeah, I think
that's so beautiful.
this is important point because sometimes people asking me what kind of a relationship with Zen meditation and samurai. Relationship with Zen meditation and samurai. Because it's some people very interesting about why it's a samurai technique is a martial arts technique. Relationship with a religion, right? Okay. Yes, I think it's very interesting balance. Because it's a very deep relationship with the Zen meditation and the samurai history. Okay, but it's a little bit different samurai way of thinking and the Zen meditation. Okay, one of the samurai said and the ancient time samurai said, okay, for example, Buddhist Zen meditation is that it makes from the Buddhist. Okay.
Oh, can you repeat that, Sensei? We just
Okay, and Zen meditation style
Yeah.
is okay, and it's from the monk, from
Yes.
the Buddhist. Okay,
yes,
but Buddhist is that okay? Buddhist life is that always inside the temple and
Yes.
no married, okay, and basically
Yes.
no married, and not so outside of the society.
Yes.
Always like inside the society and it's a Buddhist.
isolated. Yeah.
Yeah, and making meditation style many kind of a method. Okay, but samurai is that always connecting with the outside. They were leader of the
Yeah.
society at the same time they were soldier. That's why
Yes.
it's a different way of thinking. Okay, that's why sometimes it's like how can I say? It's like sometimes connecting and sometimes separate and sometimes connecting and sometimes separate. Okay? Yeah, one of the reasons is that okay, Zen meditation is that they have no answer.
No answer.
No answer is the answer. It's like a Zen meditation way.
Yeah.
Okay. At the same time, and Civil War generation around 450 years ago, Civil War generation is that it's always top of the society is changing and changing. And samurai is that's why they have answer. They always meaning of the life and the meaning of society and it's a common value. It's always changing and changing. That's why it very fit on the Zen meditation feeling. That's why samurai people is doing a Zen meditation. But basically, different way. Okay?
Yeah.
This is that already inside the temple worship.
Mm.
Okay? Samurai is already connecting the outside.
Yeah.
Okay? More physical way of thinking is a very important
Yes,
point.
yes.
Okay? But
Because
sometimes,
there's such a
yeah,
Sorry.
yeah, sometimes similar, sometimes connected, sometimes separate.
Yeah.
Yes, that's why it's very difficult to explain, but it's a balance. The balance is significant.
Well, from what I understand, like in samurai take the meditation as one of the tools in training, aside from the other different tools that are
Yes.
used. So, like when we train, Kozan, I'm sure also when you train with sensei, we do a little meditation, right, to center ourselves, to connect with our, because when we're doing the movements, even when we're doing the cutting, we're still connecting to the chi. And so that's something that's nurtured throughout the meditation, right? Like that's an important part of our training. And you're always emphasizing it's more controlling the energy than using muscle, right? That's kind of like...
Yeah, I think it's a very interesting thing is that, okay, it's how to control chi and learning the Zen meditation is that it's very, very depend on the generation. Okay, both and in the fighting field and fighting generation, the civil war generation, and samurai people doing a Zen meditation, Hoki generation. After that, okay, and the Edo period. Edo period is that more deep relationship about the chi, how to control chi. Okay, because chi is that maybe I think this is my opinion. In the fighting generation is that okay, there is no, how can I say? It's very difficult to English. And but try and okay.
Pray.
In the Edo period, after the civil war generation, it's called Edo period. Edo period, very peaceful generation.
Peaceful.
That's why, and some people many kind of try to get many kind of philosophy and from the China, from the India, and step by step include how to control the chi, how to control chi. Yes, and I think it's a depend on the generation, depend on generation. And especially I'm thinking about samurai technique. My family is that history is from 450 years ago. That's right, end of the civil war generation and the beginning of the Edo period. Okay, that's why it's like a fighting style and Zen meditation and chi style is a mix.
Best of both worlds.
Yeah, many kind of the samurai style. Okay, very different way of thinking, but it's my style.
Yeah. Actually, I think it's very visible when you look at, let's say on Instagram, all the different forms of martial arts. You can kind of start to see who has a meditation practice and who doesn't. Right, Kozan? Did you notice that? Like, if you guys, first of all, I want to invite all of you to connect with Sensei if you want to train with him online or in person in Tulum. And I gotta say, even online, like, of course it's different in person, but we train mostly online with Sensei. And when we learn a form, so there's the, Sensei talks about the different elements that come into effect, but there's the movement, there's the sequence, and then when you know that, then we put in the intention and the chi and the feeling. And so Sensei will guide you through those different layers. Meaning to say, it's actually doing the form is easy for some people. Doing the form is easy, but the feeling and the energy and the moving the chi, that's something that takes years actually, right? To be able to really connect to. And so at the end of the day, the training, the repetition, why we, ideally you want to train every day, so it's muscle memory. And then you can start moving from your chi. And that's why the meditation comes in, because you can't, or your movement is not going to be like Sensei's. It's going to be something different that it's easier to replicate.
Yeah, it's how can I say? And if you want to control the body operation, okay, and you have to control your mind. If you want to control your mind, you have to control your physical movement. Okay, this is like a yin and yang. Okay, your mind and your body is not separate. It's like a opposite. It's like a face and back or face and back, like a put together. Okay, like a mirror, like a mirror. Okay, yeah. That's why sometimes my student is that okay. I want to record the lesson. Want to record the lesson. Okay, but sometimes I said no. Okay, because my most important eyesight perspective is that feeling and atmosphere. Okay, how to control the energy and how to describe the atmosphere and how to control your inside your mind energy feeling is that it's making a movement. Okay, that's why how can I say for me is that okay and perfectly correct form is that okay it's not an important point. Okay, your feeling is very important. If you touch the feeling, okay, you have to learn from the feeling. There is a yin and yang. Okay, yin and yang is that okay? I will show you. Yes, okay. Yin and yang is that it's a relationship with the body and mind. Okay, this is just example. Okay, yin and yang, inside and outside. Okay, your mind, your body. This is just example. Okay, if you want to control your mind, you can control your body. If you want to control your you can control your mind. Okay, yeah, that's why. First of all, you have to learn from the inside of the body or atmosphere. Don't focus too much on the outside of the body. Okay? Sometimes in modern generation, usual sports or something is that outside of position is very important point. Okay? From the samurai eyesight is that okay? Atmosphere is very important. Okay? State is that okay? If you learn, if you understand about the correctly how to control the feeling, how to control the feeling, okay? You can use daily life. Okay, it's a very it's very practical. Okay, you see, yes, just concentrate the form is that okay. Of course, this is not fighting generation. Of course, it's not fighting with the other with the force, right? So this feeling, our learning about the feeling, that's why you can use the daily life about the samurai technique. See, my English enough.
Yes, yeah, definitely.
Yes, that's why I'm try to teaching from the atmosphere, from the feeling. Okay, don't focus too much about the outside position. That's why sometimes the position is different and the position is a mistake. But I said it's very good sometimes. Okay? That's why not to record, not to record, right? Because record is that always student watching the outside.
Yeah, the outside,
Yeah, but my perspective is that and important with the feeling. That's why and the ancient from the ancient time, samurai technique is that without a mirror. Without a mirror. If you're doing a mirror, it's always outside of the direction.
External, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
No mirrors. Okay.
That's a feeling.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Actually, Sensei, because so I'm also a yoga instructor. I have a yoga certification, and in this like serious yoga studios, there's also no mirror, because people are so concerned about, does it look nice? You know, does it look like, you know, good on Instagram or whatever? But the real yoga is really coming from what's happening inside and our relationship to our body, how we control the breath, how we control our energy. So I think it's similar. And there's also an analogy with not possessing too many goods and property, right? Because again, that's focusing on the external rather than nurturing that inner feeling, what you're talking about, atmosphere. And I just want to look at these questions that we have coming in. Wait a minute. Okay. How can you think about and worry about the afterlife but maintain current mindfulness and awareness in the here and now, present and be? Okay, so I think there's a question about worrying about the afterlife. So I think there's a misunderstanding about when we think about the afterlife as part of Bushido training. We're not worrying about it, but it's more like creating a positive relationship, right? Because this person is like, if you're worrying about death, but it's the opposite, right?
Yes, and how can I say? Yeah, it's a samurai way of thinking is that always from the opposite from eyesight is an important point. Okay, you are already know about afterlife. That's why you can concentrate in the more
Present.
modern present.
Exactly, yeah.
Yes, yeah. That's why how can I say? This is
Yeah.
if we want to get an objective eye. Okay, objective eye is that okay? You have to learn about death, afterlife, and in daily life. It's a both. Okay, and that's why you can control. Okay, don't focus about just afterlife. Don't focus about in daily life. It's just sometimes how can I say? Just focus about spiritual journey or something. Okay, and just focus in the daily life or something. It's also it's a daily. It's like awkward. Okay, and both sides and objective eye is very important. Okay, yeah, that's why how can I say? This is a very personal suggestion. Personal suggestion is that okay, and ancient time people is that believe reincarnation.
Reincarnation.
Okay, but in modern generation, and my opinion is that okay, we have a many kind of information. Okay, and we now modern many kind of science. Okay, that's why and, I believe that reincarnation or not is that. Right? You see, it's my opinion. Okay, but I think this is my suggestion. Okay, and this is one of the way of thinking. Okay, if you afterlife, make an image, and you can get the objective feeling. Objective, one of the psychology technique. Okay, yeah, that's why. How can I say this is very important point for the before I talk about we talk about it about a lesson or something and how to translate it. Okay, how to connect to the next generation about Bush okay, and it's a depend on the generation. Okay, because each generation different way of thinking. Okay, in modern generation, some people believe reincarnation, but some people not believe reincarnation. Okay, but how to use in the modern generation in this time, in this moment. Okay, that's why how can I say step by step different way. Now I'm teaching a traditional or samurai technique, but opposite meaning is it's not correct traditional samurai. You see, because include my suggestion, my perspective for the connecting with the modern generation. See, yeah, that's why step by step it's a change. But some samurai way of style is that keeping traditional is very important. Okay, it's
Yeah.
I respect. But my perspective is a little different. How to connect with the in modern generation is very important. Yes, that's why person to the person and healing is very important for the from the master perspective. Okay.
Yeah, I agree.
Wow.
So, I had another person commenting asking about how to train with you and what your rates are. So my suggestion is you contact Sensei directly through Instagram, right? Is that the best way to contact you, Sensei, for information about training?
Yes, and
Okay.
please give me yes, and
Yeah.
director.
Direct message.
Yes, yeah, we are making a homepage now, but it's not now. Okay, yes.
Website. Okay, yeah.
Yeah, website. But now is that please give me
Instagram is the best.
Instagram DM.
Yeah.
Direct.
Excellent. Okay,
Yeah.
thank you. All right, so let's just go to the next 2 points of the Dokkodo. Number 20, you may abandon your own body, but you must preserve your honor.
Yeah, honor is that very important keyword for the samurai people. Okay, because it's how can I say, samurai people was a very public person. Okay, public stance. Okay, that's why and honor is very important point. And another meaning is that okay, and how can I say, basically and Japanese people is that okay, so many Buddhist and Christian people or something. But basically no religion. Okay, no religion. That's why especially for the samurai people, the name is very important point. Name. Okay. Yeah, and another meaning is that okay, Musashi generation is that Miyamoto Musashi generation is that civil war generation. Okay, always the boss is changing and changing. Leader of the top of the leader is changing and changing. Okay, that's why how can I say? And そのなんていうの、自分の名誉っていうものにすがるしかなかったんですね。
Yeah, samurai kind of obsessed to their owner group and the name.
Okay, それちょっと言ってください。
Yeah, okay.
それ、
Yeah, hi, Kazane-san.
Hi, Junko-san.
Hi. Okay, so
Konbanwa.
yeah, samurai at the time and hi, Kozan-san. I miss you.
I miss you too.
Can come on the video, Junko-san. This is Sensei's
Okay.
wife.
Yeah.
Dozo.
Yeah, so that he wanted to trying to say that at the time, samurai is that the most important thing is that having an owner. So then that the kind of they're obsessed, having or owner name, so they can die for that, if they betray or if you lost their name and their honor. So then that's also important thing for samurai.
So,
Yeah, that's why, yeah, civil war generation is always like confused. Everything is changing. Yeah, that's why it's very important for the meaning of the samurai. Their mind.
yes.
And another meaning,
Absolutely.
another point is that, okay, and for example, and samurai people, the name is a very important point. Okay, but opposite, okay, and the opposite is the ninja people is that, okay. Ninja people most important point that is that just result.
Result. Yeah.
Result.
Yeah.
The
Yeah,
perfect opposite.
Opposite.
They don't care
Yeah.
about their honor.
Yeah, they
Yeah.
don't care about the
It's
name
about the
and
results.
and their respect for it. They don't care about it.
Yeah,
Mm.
because they have no face. They have that's result. Yeah, result.
So, Sensei, how do you integrate those two?
Do it.
How do you have both of those in your? Because you teach ninja techniques, and
Good question. Samurai
how do you
と
combine?
忍者全然考え方が違うのにどうやってそれを教えてるの？
Okay, so okay, it's a samurai and ninja is very different, like a yin and yang. Like a yin and yang, very different way of thinking. But it's a feeling that there's a ninja and samurai, okay? But there's a line. This line is that, okay, it's like a gray. It's a one line. This one line is that, okay, and the ultimate meaning is that, okay, basically samurai was a soldier and ninja was a spy, but they were in the fighting field. Okay, in the fighting field, okay, ninja and samurai is also the same thing, ultimate same thing, and keep silent. Okay, and catch the feeling from the enemy. It's the same.
Silent mind. Yeah.
Silent mind and catch the feelings from the enemy. If we want to catch the feeling from the enemy, you have to keep the silent mind and sympathize with the others. Okay? That's why this feeling is a common with the samurai and or I said the same.
Yeah, makes sense.
Learning about samurai and ninja both.
Oh, can you say the last part again? Your voice was
Yeah.
a bit muffled.
Yes, and I'm teaching a samurai and ninja. It's a both, okay, but important
Yeah, both.
point,
Yeah.
both. And the important point is that it's a common sense. Common sense is that silent mind and catch the feeling from the enemy and sympathize with others. Okay, it's a common sense, right?
That's why meditation is also common to ninja and samurai.
Yes, yes. That's why it's very interesting. Sometimes reading the very traditional samurai books, reading a samurai ninja book. Okay, sometimes very different eyesight, but sometimes there is a point that it's the same. The point is silent mind.
Silent
Moving like a wall, moving like a silent mind, and be like a mirror.
Yeah.
Okay, and catch the feeling. And if you want to catch the feeling and sympathize with the others and keep silent, it's the same. I think this is the ultimate meaning for the samurai and ninja.
Wow.
This point.
Thank you. Brandon-san, hello.
あ、ブランドンさん。
Brandon-san's there. Okay, Sensei. So the last point from the Dokkodo, again, this is the fourth conversation we're having about Musashi Miyamoto's precepts, Dokkodo precepts. Number 21, never stray from the way.
Yes. Yeah, this is it's a more the Dokkodo. I think it's very similar to Dokkodo. Okay, and this is my include my suggestion. Okay, and the way is that okay, and you can use any kind of the situation. Okay, any kind of a generation. Okay, not just fighting technique. Okay, and if you can get the way, and the way is in Japanese a do. Do. Do is a, yes, it's a, sometimes kendo and judo and budo. It's a road. It's like a way. Okay. The way is that it's like not just one way. Okay. If you catch the meaning of the way, and you can use a daily life, any kind of a situation. Okay. That's why. And how can I say? I'm teaching include a philosophy. Okay. It's very important point for me. Another style is that not include a philosophy. Okay. From the physical technique and step by step understand about the physical philosophy is important like that. Okay, but I'm teaching the physical technique at the same time. I'm talking about the physical philosophy. Okay, if you understand the philosophy and more deeper and deeper, okay, you can do the whole kind of a situation, whole kind of a situation. Technique is that not so important for me and for me. Okay, yes, because it's just you see technique is important, but it's important for the philosophy because how can I say? Of course, you are not in the you are in modern generation that we are not using a fight with a sword. Okay, yeah, that's why way of thinking and body feeling is very important. How can I say? This is one of the words that okay, it is called onko chishi in Japanese. Onko chishi is that okay, learning new from the past. I think I feel that this meaning is from the never stray from the way. That's why it's a yin and yang, like and new and the most new in this moment and the put together. It's very
Thank you, Sensei. Arigato. I think, I mean, this is why we're having these Instagram lives, right?
Yeah.
It's because obviously we're not doing technique at the moment. We're talking about the philosophy. We're talking about how this can apply outside of the battlefield, right? Like you said, we're not in a war period. We're not in civil war. I mean, us at the moment, other people are, unfortunately. But how can we apply Bushido in daily life? That's why if you train with Sensei, yes, there's going to be a little bit of philosophy. There's going to be a little bit of meditation, definitely. And I had the pleasure of visiting Sensei in Tulum, and we also did calligraphy. So it might seem unrelated, right? But so yeah, so this is from Sensei, by the way. So my samurai name. But doing calligraphy with Sensei, it's applying the same principles that we do with the bokken, with the training sword, applying it to the paper. And it's actually more difficult because you can see, so that the what do you call it? The paintbrush is like your sword, and you want to extend your chi towards the tip of the brush the way you extend your chi towards the tip of your sword. But the paper is unforgiving. So if your line is like looking weird, or then you can really see how you control your chi. So basically, with Sensei, I was doing a lot of lines, and Sensei's like, yeah, you're almost there. And then I have this one line that's like, you caught the emptiness feeling with the ink and the brush. It's like, so yeah, so it's how to apply it in daily life. And I think this is also Sensei's mission and vision to bring this to everyone, and how we can practice it, and have this bring these precepts to not away from the battlefield. Yeah. and again, in yoga, we often say, you know, you focus on your mat and then you bring what you learn on the mat outside of the mat, right? The good energy and yeah, how to be. Basically, for me, it's about being like better humans. So at the end of the day, yeah. Wow, so we finished the 21 precepts.
Yes,
Sensei,
thank you very much.
arigato.
Yeah, yes, I enjoyed it lots, and yeah, we lots. Yeah, we talking about very important story, and thank you very much for this is very beautiful opportunity for describe about samurai way of thinking. Yes, and it's very important point for to connect to the next generation. Yeah, thank you very much. This is very beautiful opportunity. Thank you very
Thank you
much.
so much, Sensei. And yeah, so just contact Sensei if you want to train with him. And we have like 5 minutes. I would love to hear a little bit about Kozan. You were with Sensei training recently, and also if you guys have any additional questions, you know, Sensei will take them. The replay is going to be on my Instagram, so you can also just catch, if you missed the beginning, you can catch it there. So yeah, Kozan, you started talking a little bit about your second time to train with Sensei in person. Maybe
Yes.
what did you guys focus on this time?
So it was realizing it now, like building the habits that I built for the week that I was training with you, Sensei. It's like you build a mindset, because the philosophy and the techniques and all that just kind of provides this baseline. They're little branches of what the foundation is, and that's what I took outside of every session. And that was the mindset of like, I didn't have a single panic attack since I've trained. I haven't had any anxiety issues since that week. Like, my general health, overall health has been greatly improved, both mentally and emotionally, and I think spiritually also. So it's been an incredibly meaningful and moving experience. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, thank you very much. Yes, and yes, and how can I say? And physical technique is a very important point because online that there's a limit. Okay, yeah, but physical training is that we can catch the feeling, we can catch the atmosphere each other. Okay, but especially in this time is that okay about the Kodan-san. Okay, this is the second time we met and in the room. Okay, and we focus at attack each other. Focus, right? Okay, that's why step by step you understand about connecting the wave sensing and attacking feeling, body operation or something there. Step by step. You see?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Everything came together.
It's very difficult, but hope to understand the Kodan-san is like yeah, and because attacking each other is that okay, you have to receive the energy from the other, from the opponent. Okay, yeah, it's very different feeling in the solo training. Very different feeling. Okay, yeah, that's why how can I say solo training and online training is sometimes it's just one way, just one way. But hitting each other is that okay? You have to receive and attack. Receive and attack. The circulation feeling. Circulation. Okay? A circulation feeling is that okay? How can I say? Control the energy and control the body operation, the release the power, something very, very, how can I say? And very, very small detail is very important. Okay? Yeah, and that's why, how can I say? Just attacking just forward and forward and forward, and you are using a muscle, it's very, just one way. But attacking each other, right? If you have a chance, please try to watch the video. We are trying I published the Instagram. Okay, the feeling, okay, like a circulation, attacking each other, circulation. If you want to get the circulation, you have to use the power. At the same time, you have to release the power. That's why
Yeah.
like a paradox, but it's a very, very important point. Okay, yes, and learning about physically, learning about the paradox. Okay, this is one of the theme of the Kozan-san training. Right?
Yeah.
I think it was very good. Yeah.
Beautiful. Sensei, there's one follow-up, one last question from somebody I think who's teaching his children martial arts, and the question is, how can you explain this type of philosophy to younger children? Is there some way that, if it's a bit complex? I know that you have I remember I saw you training with a young boy. Do you have any advice for training younger children?
Okay. Yeah. Okay. It's how can I say? For the philosophy, is that it's a little bit difficult to understand of the young children.
Yeah.
Children. Okay. But I think it's a whole almost comics or movie. Is that okay? Yeah. Sometimes it's a fighting, but basically, their feeling is that it seems like a silent feeling. Silent feeling. You see, and because how can I say, and samurai image and the ninja image is that it's like a little bit it's a mysterious and silent feeling.
Oh.
Yes. And the point is here. Yeah, of course, and almost that they are fighting and shouting, blah blah blah, fighting. Oh, but another, how can I say, another fighting movie or something is that it's just explosion. That's it. Okay? But total image is that okay. Samurai ninja have a mysterious image.
Mm.
This is the point.
I see.
That's why, okay, sometimes I said to the children, okay, if you want to become a samurai, or if you want to become a ninja, okay, first, you have to learn about the silent feeling.
I love that.
This is a fundamental.
I love that. Yeah.
That's why you became a samurai. Control the technique.
So using examples in maybe anime or like because they're always very silent and controlled emotions, and so using those as role models. Oh, that's a wonderful idea. I love that.
Yeah, that's why it's a Naruto or Dragon Ball or something that I don't know the comic. Yeah. Dragon
Star
Ball
Wars.
Star Wars
Be
for
like
sure.
a Jedi.
Yeah.
Yes.
Star Wars.
Star Wars
That's
is
true.
Star Wars is
Good modeling.
Jedi is not fighter. Jedi is a negotiator.
Negotiator. Diplomatic.
Yeah. It's not always try to keep silent mind. Okay.
Oh, that's a great idea. Using movies.
Yeah, and Dragon Ball is also how to control a chi, Kamehameha.
Right.
Yes.
The chi.
If you want to control a chi first, you have to concentrate inside your mind and try to control. Okay, control your mind is important. Yeah. Naruto is a hand sign. It's a control.
They do the I'm not familiar with Naruto, but there's I think it's Last Avatar, which is a cartoon.
Last Airbender.
Oh, Last Airbender.
Yes,
Avatar.
Yeah.
Those are so good. Also, they use all the elements. Sensei, are you familiar with this one? They use all the elements and they train with like water element and fire element and. Do you know this one, Sensei? Yeah.
Yeah, I saw a little bit.
It's really good.
That looks like Avatar. Yes, because I think the Avatar is that it's from the Chinese philosophy.
Yeah, probably. Yes.
Yeah,
Chinese.
Very similar.
Yeah.
But it's very similar, and that's common sense is that okay, and yes, and how to connect to each element. It's a nature element.
Yeah.
If you want to control the nature element, first is that always silent mind. Okay, that's why sometimes Avatar is also and samurai comic and ninja comic is that always sometimes the scene is that okay. Go to inside the mind, control the energy and attack. Not sometimes looks like a slow motion. You see?
That's nice. Yeah.
You see, I want to say yes, and that's why samurai technique and Asian style martial art is that get concentrated inside the mind. This is the fundamental. Yes, I think it's a very important point for teaching the children. Okay?
Nice.
Control their mind. That's why you can control the technique.
Control your mind, yeah. Start them young, start them also meditating young.
Yeah.
Good habit, yeah.
Seriously.
Yeah,
Okay.
I think the most famous movie and comic is that it's of course it's a Star Wars.
Star Wars, yeah.
Jedi is that it's like a very silent feeling. And most I remind the most important scene is that okay, and I shooting you see it's a driving the airplane. Okay.
Yeah.
The airplane. It's like you see and feel the force and close the eyes and
while they're driving, yeah. Oh.
Right.
See? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's
Closing your eyes,
I
yeah.
saw the movie maybe 10 years old around, but I felt a very strong feeling with
Yeah.
When he
training.
blows up the Death Star, he shuts off the computer, the targeting
Right.
computer that would have
Ah,
assisted him in blowing up the Death Star,
Yeah.
and he turns it off,
Yeah.
and then closes. Yeah,
Yeah,
uses
don't
the
rely on the
Force,
eyes.
don't, yeah.
right?
So we
That's the
did
feeling.
that. We did that in training as well, like closing your eyes and that exercise we did sensei where you're like, cutting and you just have to catch the feeling with eyes closed. Yeah.
Yeah, that's why I think it's now is that okay? People very interested about samurai technique. I think this is the balance because
Mm.
specialty in modern generation people rely on the eyesight.
So
Doing
much, so much. Yeah. Well,
influential is much.
Instagram.
Yeah, Instagram is also. That's why people very interested in another feeling. Try to get another
Yeah.
feeling. It's a
To
samurai technique.
compensate. Yeah.
Yes, to make your balance. Yeah,
Beautiful.
that's why, for example, and now is a modern generation, IT companies, so many IT companies, bigger and bigger, Facebook or Google or something. Okay, and almost the big company inside is that there's a meditation center. Okay, yes. Before
Yeah.
generation, there's a sports gym. That's build a muscle.
Yeah,
Right?
there's a
Yeah.
meditation room. Yeah.
The meditation center.
Yeah.
I think it's a balance. It's a balance.
Even I think in some airports there's a meditation room or a yoga
Yeah.
room
Really?
now. Yeah.
I
In
didn't
San
know.
Francisco. Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's that's why it's now in the modern generation in this moment. I think the samurai culture is I think it's an important point. This is just my suggestion.
Right.
Yes, because I think it's very fit on the generation in modern generation. It's like opposite meaning. Okay, people rely on the eyesight. That's why don't rely on the eyesight. It's a balance.
That's Brandon San is saying always watching Mount Fuji.
Yeah.
Imagining a big
Yeah, it is
Mount Fuji.
ends and mets in Japanese. Always watching
The wide view, yeah.
Yes, don't
All right.
rely on the eyesight. Yes, just catch the feeling. Yeah,
Beautiful.
it's very important point, right?
Thank you so much, Kozan Sensei. So you can follow Kozan at Jedi Playbook. Sensei, I think everyone knows, Zen-Takai Samurai, Kazana Windy for me. And I'm also actually teaching Reiki Level 1 on the 16th if you guys want to learn about Japanese energy healing. And if you want to work with Sensei, message him directly, please, and he'll respond to you. And hope to see you all again online or in person. Hopefully in person soon.
No, Silk Samurai.
Silk
Yeah.
Is that your student, Sensei? Your
Not a
students
student. Yes,
no.
student, but it's your friend.
Takai. Friend. Arigato gozaimasu.
Arigato.
Yeah, thank you very much. Thank you.
See you.
See you. Bye.
Bye-bye.